Hello, everyone. I'm Daniel. I'm joined right above me by Justin from Playing Board Games, and we have something very, very special to talk about, which is I'm going a little bit nuts having done Ironman for Carcosa earlier last month, and you didn't get to do it, so you're going to join me and we'll do another one for Carcosa week, right?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We said that we did one during Dunwich Week, and we said this is not going to be a regular thing.
No,
And unfortunately, we might be signposting that this might be a regular thing. Who knows? But we're at least continuing here with Pat to Carcosa today.
which
Oh, well,
is
not today, but
which
coming
is a
up.
great campaign. I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to doing another Iron Man. It was really great two player, so I think it'll just be a good time. But it's going to be a bit different since Carcosa is a longer campaign than Dunwich is. There's no like easy resign scenarios. Well, there's a few, but it's not quite the same thing where some of the scenarios just go by like that. I think we're going to have to give it our all for basically all the scenarios.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's still like a shorter campaign compared to some of the like more recent ones, but
Yes.
um even just the scenarios themselves can be a little bit just more intensive. Like they just require more, like for example, Phantom of Truth, the only way you can really go fast in that one is by playing fast.
Hmm.
You can't really like shortcut that one depending on the route you go. You have to just like survive it.
And sometimes it's just a matter of like how much Doom really gets in play. Do you get slowed down by slogging through some of those spires of Carcosa? We'll talk about that later. Okay, so before we get going too much, here is the information in case you don't watch any more of this video. We're going to talk about our decks. We're going to talk about some strategy, but here's where it is. It's going to be on the 28th, which is a Sunday, 26th. Sorry, I can read. That's a Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which, if you don't know time zones, it's 1 hour after Justin posts his Arkham content in the morning. So that's right, right? No, 2 hours.
Two
2 hours.
hours,
2
2 hours,
hours.
2 hours
2
after. Yeah.
hours. Okay. So
Yeah.
you can watch whatever video that is on Sunday. It's like the talking to all the content creators video, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then 2 hours after that we'll go live.
Exactly. So your whole Sunday is already planned. You're going to be waking
Yes.
up in the morning, watching Justin on playing board games, then watching us on Twitch for the rest of the day. Or just,
Mhm.
pop in and out. That would be fine too. Last time we did this, we did it on a Friday, so it was during like a work day. Nope, it was a Tuesday. Sorry.
Yeah.
But then we're going to try the weekend this time. So what do you think that's going to be like?
Honestly, I think actually it's more people have already told me that they are happy that it's on a Sunday because they can actually watch. So I imagine like we'll see less desktop viewership and more people putting it on their like home console viewership and just
Ooh,
like leaving it on in the background while they do chores.
that
So
sounds great. We can be
yeah,
loud, it could be
yeah,
heard throughout the whole house as we're saying Haster over and over again, right?
yeah. I mean that's kind of why I really liked the Iron Man that we did in Dunwich was that it kind of just felt like we were hanging out with a bunch of people all day
Mm-hmm.
and just like people were there for the adventure. And I feel like it's gonna be similar vibes to this. It's just like people were there all day and stream. They weren't talking the whole time, but they'd pop in and be like, "Hey, this is going good," you know. And it was just a very enjoyable experience. So I'm excited to be doing this again.
So that'll be on Sunday. I last time I played Hank, you played Rex, so we're flipping roles more or less. So I'm going to be playing Alessandra, getting clues, and you're going to be playing Zoey, doing a bunch of fighting. So let's just roll right into talking about our decks and our basic strategy and why we're doing what we're doing for the Iron Man. I believe you are first up here with the Zoey
Nice.
deck.
So, like with Rex, a big focus on my idea for my deck was just simplicity. I didn't want to try anything too crazy, and I wanted to just make sure that I could think as little as possible and just get the job done. This is very just like nose down, get going deck.
Hmm.
And likewise with Rex, I knew I wanted to take advantage of down the rabbit hole. Um, a big reason for that is just that this campaign is uh, in my recent runs, actually lower experience than Dunwich for Carcosa.
Hmm.
So taking that to get that quicker, but it's also very important for me to make it out of the asylum. So I think having what is it, 6 extra experience by that point is going to do a very good job of getting there. You'll find that a lot of my decisions in the long term upgrade plan of my deck is built on escaping the asylum.
Mhm.
Because I feel like if we escape the asylum, that's like the point where it's just like, okay, we got this now. We'll be
Mhm.
able to do this. So I had a few choices for where I was going to do my weapon. I was torn between the runic axe and the cyclopean hammer, just because again, this is an Iron
It's
Man.
good.
I'm not trying to be fancy, right? I'm just trying to
Yep.
my damage done and just go through it as quick as possible. I ultimately settled on the runic axe because of hunt, uh, which is very good for getting out of the asylum, where I could just like attack on the move and kind of get there. Um, I actually have this annotation thing in Arkham Build. I didn't know this was existed, but this is like now
Mhm.
my new favorite thing, where I'm actually just like writing notes as I'm putting my stuff in for my deck. But as you can see, I have my upgrades here. We're going Glory and Hunt. I think Glory is very important as well for this campaign because healing the horror will be very beneficial,
Mhm.
especially because I have a weakness that can give me mental trauma. So having some horror healing, I think, is going to be very important for that.
Mhm.
There was a shift. I'm not doing what people normally do with the upgrades, which is Saga and Script Weaver. It's just like the easy thing to do with Runic Axe. A big part of this is that you are playing Alessandra, which has kind of changed my deck's makeup.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing Saga and Ancient Power, where I can imbue the same inscription up to 3 times. This is also why I spent one of my remaining 3 XP from my In the Thick of It on Elders, because there's rats in the first scenario,
Yeah,
which
it's
means that
true.
this is a good way for me to just suck up a few clues, especially when I get to my reliables. I'll talk about those. But what I'm really looking forward to doing at least once in this campaign, specifically in the Asylum, it is use Ancient Power to use Inscription of the Hunt 3 times and just like zip to the exit. That's kind of like what my plan is, and then just like hunker down and kill everything that shows up.
That sounds
So,
good.
yeah, as I said, this is like everything is built around this idea of escaping the asylum. We see this in one of my splash cards in the form of shortcut, um, which is also to help you have a bit more time to get out as well.
Mhm.
Um, but I also saw that you have scout ahead in your deck, so I think we're both thinking on this, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not as concerned with the I mean, I've only not gotten out of the asylum once. And it
Yeah,
was with you, mind you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe I should be thinking about it, but
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get locked in there.
okay.
Um, the other things that most of the other parts of this deck are kind of built around down the rabbit hole, and there's also just like the classic Justin staples. You know he's gonna want stand together 3. You know he's gonna want toe to toe. You know he's gonna want emergency cash. I went with Dynamite Blast as well because that's also really good for the choke points
Mm,
in Unspeakable Oath. As you can see, everything again, I'm not lying, is built around this. Um, and luckily, my economy, apart from like the stand together and the emergency cash, is also Zoey. I want people watching on the day to keep track of how many times I miss my ability because I promise it'll probably be a few times.
yeah.
Um, but beyond that, the reliables are also here because I want to put them on the runic axe because I think they make the ancient power more viable. Where instead of needing to do, like for example, spend 2 charges to do accuracy and power, I could feasibly with the ancient power do power twice and deal 3 damage with 1 attack and get +3 as well still. So that's kind of like the theory that we have working here. It's going to allow me to be a little bit more flexible with what I do, especially because my stuff isn't going to be refilling often,
Mhm.
and also because you're Alessandra, I have a little bit less stress to take off monsters, which is why I ultimately went down to only 2 weapons in my deck, the 2 runic axes. The original version had enchanted blade, but as you can see, I have also handcuffs, which we're hoping to do some really good stuff with, especially in scenario 3. It's going to work really well there.
It also
Um,
upgrades, which is
it also
nice.
upgrades, and also the spectral razors were an addition from the first draft to this draft, which is again the theory of, while I may only have 2 weapons, I do have a variety of kill spells as well as your enemy management that you're going to want. I think we have enough pieces here to get things in.
Mhm.
It's also partly why the elders was chosen for the runic axe, so I can still contribute, because I'm not necessarily going to be able to contribute too much beyond that without warping my deck too far away from my deck's objective.
I think it looks good. I mean, I think the Hunter's Armor is a nice addition as well. I think you've got some
Yep.
annotations here uh, for all kinds of good stuff. I mean, having uh, all of the durable hallowed hex drinker, and then you're thinking about thorns or protective runes or lightweight to round it out.
Yeah, just depending on see like how it feels as we go through this. It's probably going to be like, I think my priority for this one is going to be to get the hallowed, and then everything else is going to
Mhm.
kind of just like come when it comes. But that's going to be a good way we're going to try to keep alive.
Yeah, that is good. Although I do feel like compared to our last run through this, which was not great, having investigators that can just do basic actions is going to be nice, right?
Yes.
A
Yep.
basic fight, Zoe's cross even, like you're not behind the eight ball when if you don't draw all of your good stuff. And I think prepare for the
Yep.
worst is a good add here. Instead of taking up some other uh, weapons, I think it's going to get you the weapon you actually want, right?
Yep. Yeah, no, this is a deck that I wouldn't recommend people play. This is like a deck that's very much merged with our team comp
Mhm.
in mind. It went through some changes with that, and I think ultimately it's better because of that now.
All right. Well, it looks good to me. So we're gonna see it all fall apart on
Scenario
Sunday.
one, yeah.
Yep, scenario
It's
one.
gonna not get my weapon. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, the only challenge in scenario one is going to be the Royal
Yep.
Emissary, right? That's
Yep.
all you really need to fight. The rest of them we can find out other ways. So I'm playing Alessandra, and it's a good point to make at the moment, which is that her stat line is great. It's 3-4-2-4, right? This is the same as Trish, but you get +1 to the willpower,
Yep.
which means that Alessandra can actually pass some of those tough treacheries in the campaign, right? That's not out of question to pass a Rotting Remains, Frozen in Fear,
Mhm.
etc. So I'm going to try to do that, but having a
Well,
4 intellect and 4 agility is really, really nice. So
yeah.
just take some basic evades if I have to. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, we also actually, our stat line, we have fours across the board. If you put us together, we have no weak stat in this team comp, which I think is actually very relevant.
Yes, I think I thought about that as well. You picked Zoe first, and you were just like,
Mhm.
I'm going to murder things, and I was like, well, what if I play Alessandra? Because she's got that extra action to parlay, and if we know anything about this campaign, there's some parlays. There's a whole scenario where you have to do some parlays. So that seems like fun. I've actually never played Alessandra before at all. Oops. But I've seen you play her, and I've seen other people play her. So I think I get the idea. Although I saw you play a no parlay Alessandra. So uh,
Yes, I think your deck's gonna be better without having 30 XP locked into customizable cards. Yeah.
yeah. But honestly, her Elder Sign we saw was amazing, and we loved it.
Yep.
And I think that's actually gonna do a lot if we draw them. So let's fingers
Mhm.
crossed actually draw the Elder Signs. Otherwise, like I'm a little bit concerned about the horror situation. I can put in some horror healing later, or maybe the Never Die Stone, Precious Memento. So maybe we'll be fine. But this deck is pretty much loaded on just economy and stat boosts and just a few things, few tricks to do things, right? I think Alessandra, when I've seen her, really shines when Beguile is attached to an enemy
Mhm.
because you're basically turning an extra action into an evade or a clue, and that's enough in two player. Like you just use that on most locations, and you should be okay. But there's other stuff to supplement. So we're running fake credentials. I'm hoping to upgrade it to level 4 if we get enough XP. You'll note that I don't have in the thick of it here. So I want to get the VP. We're not going to go crazy trying to clear out everything if we're running low on time, but I'd like to. But I don't think this
Mhm.
is a deck that needs, Red Clock, Janae, or something like that that drains all of my XP. I think we can do pretty well at low levels of XP. That's the hope. Um, my ally is Gregory Gry. I'm hoping to get a bunch of money here. My upgrade plan really to make things just good is going to be Streetwise. I think a simple 3 XP into a permanent card just makes me pass tests. So how about we do that? So getting resource generation, I think, is very strong here. So Gregory is here. Fine Clothes, of course, is just a staple for making the parlays so much easier. 2 copies of Fox Mask for getting the +2s for the 2 things I care about. Um, the replenish will be interesting. For an Ironman trying to organize our turns, admittedly, this is not the best choice, Alessandra in general. But I just played Carcosa not that long ago. I'm willing to take a few. I'm willing for you to be doing the boring thing so I can
Yeah,
do a little bit of interesting stuff here and there.
and
But
I love doing the boring thing. Like you didn't even need to ask. I just said, "Here's my boring deck." Yeah. Yeah.
I gave you permission last week when I said, yeah, maybe it's okay to be the boring fighter sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it'll require us to think a little bit, but you're a pro at this game. I've played it a long time too. I think some of these decisions that are usually like, oh no, who goes first, won't be that hard. We'll figure it out pretty quickly. I trust you to think about those sorts of things too. It's not 4-player where you're really trying to go, well, you go first and then you go and then you go.
Mhm.
It's not going to be that problem. There's 2 options. Either you go or I go. So I think it'll be fine. I have 2 copies of String Along, which I think are just going to upgrade into Pickpocketing 2.
Yeah.
And then we've got 2 copies of Where's the Party, which is a nice parlay to draw cards. Also fish out VP enemies that you can then murder.
Yes, Agent of the King. We're going to be looking to get him out pretty quick because drawing him on your own is a
Mhm.
lot better than drawing him in the Mythos phase.
Yeah, it draws me 3 cards, right?
Yep.
And then there's a few monsters in Unspeakable Oath that this might be cool to grab, right?
Yep.
Uh, I think because it spawns exhausted, it's just going to be fine for if we're sticking together more or less. That you'll be around to kill it, and if not, then I'll be around to do some other parlays. So I think it'll be fine. 1 copy of Bank Job. I think we'll have enough resources between the 2 of us, but I'd like to have this in the back pocket. I think a double event for Alessandra is good because she basically gets 4 actions a turn anyway. So
Mhm.
it's not taking up most of her turn. It's just half of it. So
Yeah.
you can play this and then do a couple parlays, and that's a pretty decent turn. This,
Also really nice for Jordan Perry. It's just a way to like immediately try to get up to 10 resources for him
I
because that's his
hadn't thought of
threshold.
that. That's
Yeah.
actually okay, cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about even the Dirty Deeds to upgrade into to pull out the uh, fake credentials if we have enough XP. But
Mhm.
I also think, given that this is a rogue deck, and I actually haven't played rogue with you very much. I was thinking about this earlier today, that a lot of times that we played, you and I, you've taken a few rogues through 2-player, but I'm not sure I have since Winifred. And I play a lot of rogue. I just haven't with you for whatever reason.
So what I'm hearing is it's your wheelhouse.
I love rogue. It's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but it does make the turns a bit more complicated, and that's okay. I'm willing to take that hit. Anyway, the beguiles are just good. If you're not familiar with this card, you get 3 copies, which to me means that Alessandra's deck can be a little bit more loose because you can rely on these guys to do a lot of work. So you attach it to a non-elite enemy, and you can parlay to do a basic investigate, basic evade, or just tell the enemy to buzz off, go somewhere else. And you can do that from any location. It's just good. And I need to make sure I have money to play these, and I think I
Mhm.
do. Breaking entering, just adding my 2 numbers together, get a clue.
Yeah. And going back to just the what we were talking about with my deck, I feel very good about this because again, like there's so the enemy management has kind of changed with Alessandra here. Like
Hmm.
even just seeing breaking and entry means that if like I need to recharge my axe, you have the ability to take advantage of that during that downtime. You're like,
Hmm.
I don't need to kill that guy this turn. Or I can't kill this guy this turn, and you can be like, I got him. I'm going to talk with him and party with him, which I think is really cool.
And I think you have enough stuff in your deck to do, right? Like you can be using your resources to play the expensive stuff, beat cop, hunter's armor, that
Yep.
in the long run, that'll pay off as well. Like you don't need to kill something every turn because you're still doing something that's useful that turn 2.
Yeah.
Grift. I love this card.
Mhm.
It's just very good. Um, I've been playing it a lot. I think it's nice for Alessandra because it's a parlay. But more than that, it gets you a lot of cash. And
Yes.
I usually play this in Monterey Jack, so he's got a 5 foot to begin with, so 4 is not quite as good. We'll see what we can do about that, but I'm willing to, with the card draw and resource generation in this deck already, I'm willing to spend a card, Fox Mask offering just to put that up to a 6.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, also with contemplative, it's a free clue, which is kind of hype.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last one that is a rogue card here is Scout Ahead, which you correctly said was because of the Unspeakable Oath scenario, which has a lot of dead ends, a lot of choke points, and
Mhm.
this is sick. Like, enemies don't engage you during the movement. That actually means I can run right through the middle part where the mad patients are
Yep.
and just don't even collect them. So
Yep.
now it might be a problem for you, but you said you're going to use those guys to help you move. So
Yeah, they are my movement, and then when I kill them, I get the horror back with glory. So
right, exactly. Um, I remember you said to me that when this card was previewed, you were like, "I'm going to use this card in every rogue deck going
I
forward."
I did. I thought it was going to be a new staple, and I think the card's good. But I actually view it more as a tech card now. But I think the card is very good still, just not as ubiquitous as I thought it was going to be.
So I agree with you. So I'm thinking about this campaign in particular has a lot of movement. The like a lot of dead spots, a lot of
Yep.
locations that have nothing on them that are just there to slow you down. So in Curtain Call, I think it's
Mhm.
really good.
Yep.
Moving
You can
from
go
one
right to the
side,
lobby.
yeah, go right to the
Yep.
lobby. In I mean, in the second scenario, going to the resigned position is not that bad, but that's not bad. You can get away from some of the monsters that are in the way.
It
In
also lets you skip the courtyard to get there, like as well, which is really nice
well,
because you
that's
can go
smart
around
too.
the outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then Echoes of the Past, you need to move a lot. You need to go up to those dead end locations. So
Yeah.
I think I can get a lot of usage out of it.
Even if it's in your deck in Black Stars Rise, like that, you can be like, you could go get all the clues from the bottom location and be up at the top location for only like 2 actions,
Hmm.
or vice versa.
So I think it's definitely worth it. I was even thinking about Crystallizer because of the
Mhm.
event density I have here. And then I thought, no, that could have made my, like, I've been burned by this card before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I think we can just draw other cards that will also commit, and that's fine too. One other thing, since I just mentioned this is the last rogue card, I'm happy to put adaptable into this deck and take some of these things out, put some other things in. You'll notice I didn't even say anything about Eldritch Tongue yet because I don't know if it's doing anything as much right now, but
Yeah.
I kind of want it there in case we get Snitch.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Playing 4 snitches is really good.
mhm. So it might go for an upgrade and then I put it back. I don't know, but I think that's really nice about Rogue to have that ability to just swap some because I mean, I've said this before, there's a lot of really good level 0 cards out there and being able to swap them in and out for tech reasons is nice. And just the way that your deck evolves. So it's like the opposite of what you're doing with Down the Rabbit Hole, which is like this is the deck. It's getting better, but it does the same thing essentially. And I think there's some combos that you can do with Rogue that helps if you reconsider the composition of your deck. All right, last 2 cards. You mentioned this guy, which is just why not, right? It's deduction, but I can't take deduction. Um, and then Grizzled, which apparently you can take in Alessandra. I've added Humanoid and Terror, mostly because there's lots of humanoids. You mentioned taking a handcuffs because of humanoids we can lock down, and then maybe do some parlays with them, I guess.
Yep.
And then the Terror, like it's Frozen in Fear, it's Rotting Remains, it's
Yeah.
what's the
It's just Carcosa. Yeah.
it's
It's
Carcosa,
just like,
it's the Phantom of Truth one, the Torturous Chords, right? That's a Terror as well.
yes. Yeah, and that is a known rogue killer.
Yep. Yeah, it is. And I can
Just
upgrade this all the way apparently, so I might do that.
Mhm.
That's the deck. There's some skills that are good too. Samakona also doesn't feel so bad because you're just you're there.
Yes. I don't plan on going far from you.
No.
I'm going to be like very close because the reality is we both want to draw enemies, but for different reasons. Like my enemies to me represent card draw or healing. Enemies to you represent game progression.
Hmm.
So like we're probably going to be pretty close. Like there might be a use case now that I even think about it to maybe look at putting a safeguard in my deck. I rarely do,
Hmm.
but I mean, imagine up safeguard 2 and you scout ahead and you just zip us both
Whew.
across the map, right? There could probably be a use case. You know what? I'm gonna call an audible right now. I'm gonna put it in.
Let's do it. Again, that's the nice thing about adaptable. I could have changed everything in the deck and you wouldn't know throughout the whole campaign.
I think probably just one safeguard is okay,
One is fine, yeah.
and I think I'm gonna drop a take the initiative because I can't upgrade it. Also with glory, like glory kind of makes you really hard to kill, and
Hmm.
then also with the um hunter's armor, I think that's nicer. So here, there, I've you can refresh. It's now there.
Did you give any thought to leadership?
I did actually instead of the take the initiative.
Hmm.
Um, but the reason why I went with take the initiative is because it means I could potentially help with a low shroud spires of Carcosa.
Yeah. So if you go back to my deck, this is a nice time to now talk about what are the sticking points. We've been mentioning the scenarios quite a bit, but are there any cards in particular you're afraid of? And I use the word afraid lightly since I know you're not afraid of anything.
No, I'm afraid of the asylum.
Okay, okay.
I actually have fear for that scenario every time. Even if I know like this deck is probably going to make through it no problem, uh that scenario can be really bad.
It can.
An ill-timed straitjacket
Mm.
can be awful. But again, if we're close together, we can make it work, which I think is what's important. Um, Beyond that, I mean, like that's really like the thesis of what I'm looking for. It's also why I was happy with the spectral razor because I mean, if you look at like my runic axe, hunt is there's a reason it was tabooed to break the rules for customizable cards to have 11 check boxes
Hmm.
because it's so good. I had considerations for the man in the pallid mask because I think we realistically in two players you don't hunt him that much, but I think I want to go out of my way to hunt him. I think I actually want to make sure we're getting this guy.
Hmm.
Um, and what I can actually do is, if when I get ancient power, I can. I'm pretty sure, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I could use hunt twice to move in and then engage um, to get the man in the pallid mask to resolve that attack.
Okay, so the question is, do you have a valid attack if after the third time you actually are attacking him? Yeah, good question. So what does this thing
Yeah,
say? It's before the attack, you may spend any number of charges to imbue the axe that have many different inscriptions. We know that you're allowed to use hunt to attack an enemy that you couldn't otherwise attack because it's not in your location.
yeah,
So it seems stands to reason that moving twice and engaging is the same idea.
yeah. Or even just moving once and engaging, like on the same sort of thing.
Right, right.
Yeah, so that's also where the spectral razors come in, but that carries over into the Seekers of Carcosa
Hmm.
to help in that one, because being able to move up the top and solve those guys means the difference between a stressful Echoes of Past and a not stressful Echoes of the Past.
Yeah,
And
agreed.
I'd like a stress free one. That would be really nice. But
Yeah,
beyond that,
I'm
yeah.
considering a adaptable for string of curses for those guys too, depending on
Hmm.
how hard we need to go. Because I think in two player, if you can handle it, that's probably enough. But we'll see how we're doing at that point, right?
Yeah, well, the nice thing about adaptable is that like you could even use it to just like bring in stringer curses for that scenario for your resource cards. You could be like, this
Ah,
guy's just going to be two
that's
resources,
right.
and I'm going to kill this guy, and now it's not a problem, which is
Hmm.
kind of really neat. Yeah, I think adaptable is very good in this campaign because like each scenario has like something you can kind of tech against it for it.
Right, right. So Spires of Carcosa, I've got the perceptions. I've got you know the box masks. I think even if you're not going to kill the man in the pallid mask, I think I could probably do the investigate with him on even
Yeah,
the last part of the first because Grizzled should work, right? It's a test
yeah,
on an
it's a
encounter
test
card.
on him. Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, you get Streetwise too, and you'll like that doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
All
So
right, I'm making another audible here just for I feel because it's gonna be nicer. I'm taking out the toe to toe and bringing in the second take the initiative. I'd like to take the initiative at 2,
there it is.
so I'm gonna run with that instead. I'm just confident I'm gonna get my axe,
Yep.
and if
I
not, that's
think
the
you will.
problem for Sunday.
Yeah. No, but I think like there's enough in our decks that we are not gonna because we did when we died, we didn't die because we ran out of time, right? We died because we could
Can't do
not
anything.
kill enemies,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you don't need to kill enemies, you just need to keep them from attacking you. And I think we have enough in both decks to get there.
Yeah. No, I think like Beyond Spires of Carcosa, which is kind of why I went with the second take the initiative,
Hmm.
is the big thing that I'm worried about in this campaign is movement. So my deck is hyper focused on being able to kill and attack and move, and like that's kind of like the priorities here.
Hmm. And even I can I mean I'm gonna make some changes when we see how things are going, but I can throw in movement cards like a Eon Shark, right? If we
Yep.
upgrade maybe lucky cigarette cases, add a relic hunter, like there's plenty of stuff I can do here. But just having that one extra action every turn, you'd be surprised at how quickly you can move around the map. So I don't think it'll be a problem. This should be good.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else we're thinking about? We're gonna do conviction because that's just easier on the elite enemies problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to not light them on fire. If we can kill Constance,
Hmm.
I'm gonna argue we shouldn't light them on fire.
Okay. That way we
Just
can
because I feel like that one trauma,
mental
why
trauma.
take it?
Right.
Yeah, if we can just like go through.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have
Um,
anything for horror here other than like I said before, I could get the memento, I could get liquid courage. I might, but deck space is tight.
yeah, because like the only one that I think is actually hard is Constance.
Hmm.
Sebastian, you're done the scenario when he shows up.
Hopefully.
Um, the Ashley, she's in Black Stars Rise. If you can't kill Ashley Clark in Black Stars Rise, you have a problem. Ishimaru,
Yeah.
due to the winding map, you can kind of just kite her.
Hmm.
And Jordan Perry, he's probably the next biggest problem, but he also is a 2 foot guy that you can talk to a lot.
Right. In fact, Alessandra is pretty good in this campaign just for the mere fact of an extra chunk of enemies that are scenario specific, right? So
Yep.
I think we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a party.
Yes. Yeah. I think we're also pretty well built for Last King beyond even just Alessandra,
Hmm.
because one of them is a brain 2 test if you have 5 cards in your hand, or 6 cards in hand.
Hmm.
And then like Sebastian is a brain 3. I can do that.
Hmm.
And when you're doing the other stuff, I can go waste time with Ashley. I just got to find a runic axe to get ready for that, and then hopefully not get corroded.
The fun part about Ashley is you could shortcut me into the room where she is,
Yeah.
and I can just take literally my entire turn
Yes.
and get
Yeah.
her twice. Need to get her a
Yep.
third time, but it could happen pretty quickly if we do it correctly. Um,
Yep.
the finale, Dim Carcosa, I think we want the conviction route no matter what, just because that one is very tough if you don't have a mystic, I think,
Hmm.
because otherwise you're spending an action every turn to uh, do a brain like 4 or 5 test to not get attacked. And I think we can deal with just attacking Haster directly
Yep. Yeah.
or evading and walking away, which is also a thing you can do.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
He's not massive, is he?
he is.
Oh, that's good. It's another enemy there. I can hunt out of there.
Yeah.
Just spend 3 hunt charges and just move across the map.
uh,
So I have a few goals. I want to do a 3 move hunt, and I want to like draw 3 or heal 3 off one enemy. That's kind of like my goal for this one. So
okay. My
and I also want to handcuff a secret Carcosa for you,
yeah.
because then those guys become a lot less scary. Um, and yeah, I think that's it. I think there's also the other concern for my Smite the Wicked as Zoey. Um, I'm taking the 2 physical trauma, obviously, with my in the thick of it.
Hmm.
But I find that the final scenario is a lot easier depending on how much horror you have and how much horror you're healing. So
Yeah.
my goal is to try to have as little mental trauma before the end, so I don't have to worry too much about like starting with 7 on me.
Yeah. So I have one more sanity than you, but my goal is to just to not die. That's my
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Nothing else special. It's gonna be a good time. I honestly don't have as many plans for the deck. I probably should, but really would not mind just upgrading things across the board to just make everything work a little bit better. Fake
Mhm.
credentials, if it works, is going to be hilarious. If I have the upgraded one and just have something that's handcuffed attached to me, then I can just get clues by pressing the button every
Yep.
time. And getting things from connecting locations is pretty sick there too. So
Yes.
that's
Uh,
that's good.
I mean, I think also in a perfect world, beguiling, handcuffing your beguile target, it seems like that's a waste of like 2 cards putting together. But let me tell you, auto failing a beguile is one of the worst feelings that you can have as Alessandra. So having like a little bit of security on top of that is going to be very nice.
It's also if you handcuff an enemy, they don't ready, so you don't need to do the evade every turn.
Yep.
So that's just like a nice little package where you have the enemy and you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's kind of why um, Power Word back in the day was kind of busted. I could have put Power Word here, by the way. They tabooed it to be just a 2 test, but um, we don't need to do that. I think this is enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, looking forward to it. Again, I will put back on the screen the date and time. I mean, it's there. It's been there, but
Oh,
here it
one
is.
last thing.
Oh, sure.
Do we want to roll our random weaknesses in this video?
Ah, what if you get doomed?
Oh, well, we follow the the Mythos Busters con rules.
That's
You can
right.
reject your fate. You can reject your fate, but you have to take the second one.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
I guess I'll go first. I'm gonna have to go. How do I do this? Do I have to edit? Yeah, I think I have to edit the deck. So I can't do it for you, but
Yeah, I promise I won't lie.
all right. I have nihilism yet again. That's okay.
Classic.
I always get nihilism.
I got the devil.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just debating on that one because the only tarots like sorry the only weaknesses I don't like are the tarots and doomed.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the one where you can't play assets if it's in your hand.
Yeah, yeah, and it costs 3.
Cost 3. It's tough.
It's tough. I think we run with it though and just hope it doesn't get us.
I mean, you've got to have a little bit of intrigue here, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me
I mean, in
show.
theory, I can then play it and I can like not have to worry about it after that. And also at a certain point, it will do nothing.
Right.
Like if I get my runic axe and like even just my like beat cop out, I'll probably be hard pressed to like make it a priority to get rid of.
The reality is you only have a couple of assets, right?
Yep.
You have a lot of events, and you don't need. Yeah, I mean it's just a three cost tax on something, but
Yeah.
I like nihilism because then if you have nothing else to do,
Yeah, just clear it out for you.
you can clear it out.
Well, I mean, that's also the nice thing too with your bank job, right? Like you just be like, here, I'm just gonna give you like devil money right now,
Hmm.
so then like you have it in the future.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true, and I can put in a second copy if we feel like that's been a problem. But you're made of money. You're Zoey, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like my only the thing that I hate about it is just eating a card in your mulligan because I'm a man who loves studious. I'm a man who hates negative studious.
Well, good thing you can't take studious.
I would if
Otherwise,
I could.
I know. uh, less likely for you to draw it in your opening hand anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was exciting, and we're gonna see you in a couple of days, where we play the whole campaign in one sitting. Although we'll take some breaks. Do you have a hypothesis, or
Oh,
at least a
oh
idea of
yeah.
how long it'll take?
So I opened it up. Dunwich took us 6 hours and 23 minutes to finish
Uh huh.
the whole stream day from the start of the like here's the timer to the end. But gameplay was 5 hours and 12 minutes. While I think Carcosa is longer, I don't think it's that much longer. I think you add an hour to those numbers, and that's what we're going to have.
Okay. So when I did this in person, which is notably different with 4 players, it was I think it was roughly 12 hours. We started at 12ish, or sorry, 10ish, and a little bit late to set up. and then we finished a little before 10 or right at 10. So yeah, I could see like 7. I could see 7 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we also play blindingly fast
We
on
do.
Tabletop Simulator. And it does the setups for us, and we'll probably do the things that we done last time where we bounce between who's setting up and
Hmm.
all that kind of stuff, which is really nice. But yeah, I think it's going to be longer, but I don't think it's going to be crazy longer. But it's going to be a fun time regardless. So you should all come and join for the fun.
It'll be fun, and you'll be able to pop in and out and just see what happens. You'll probably also put this up, the whole stream up on YouTube at some point, right?
I will. Not the whole stream, but all the gameplay. The
Right, right.
gameplay
The
will be
gameplay.
up. Yeah, yeah,
Cool, just
that'll
like
be
last
up.
time.
Actually, I can tell you even now, it's on the 28th. So 2 days after it goes live, we're going to be doing that. So
Cool. All right. Should be a good time. Little bonus to Path to Carcosa week, which, by the way, if you haven't been watching over on PBG, you should, because I'm on the videos too. No, just that's
yeah,
not why, but it's a
yeah. No,
nice.
it's the other reason.
No, it's a great theme week that you've been putting on, and I've been having fun watching the videos. This time I actually can say that I've watched the videos, so unlike our little joke that we made in yesterday's video, I've seen them.
Yeah.
So it's great. This is a nice event for you to put on as a little celebration of one of our favorite campaigns for sure.
Mhm.
All right, let's see you there on Sunday morning, and wish us luck. See ya.